Hello everyone. In this lecture we will discuss NCERT class 6 chapter number 4 of geography. Friends, if you have not watched the previous 3 videos of geography, then please go and watch, and please do share, subscribe and like the video. So friends, let's start. Friends, map. Map is the representation of or drawing of the earth's surface on or any part of it on a flat surface paper according to some scale. Friends, here the important is scale, and the use of scale we will see in few coming time. Friends, map is useful for various purposes. It depends upon us for what purpose we are using the map. Friends, on a map we are able to show various type of information regarding with the area of given map. Friends, many maps are put together when merged with each other, then we call it atlas. Friends, for our comfortable, atlas may vary in size and types also. Map may provide more information than the globe. The reason is that if we freely want to get the information of the globe, then we have to consume more time, more energy, and we may travel more. But with the help of map, we can easily get the information in huge amount at single platform. Friends, there are various type of maps which are given below. Friends, the first one is physical map. Friends, physical map are those maps in which natural features of the earth such as mountain, river, plateau, plain, oceans, etc. are shown. These type of maps are also known as reliefs map because different kinds of physical structure are shown here. Friends, in the given map, what we see? We see that a world map is given here and it is shaded by different type of colors. Friends, these colors are not for common purpose. These coloring have some special objectives. For example, if we are looking the blue color, what we understand with this? The blue color represents that there is the presence of water. The green color represents that the surface is plain or greeny areas. On the same way, the brown color where we see it represents that there are presence of high mountains, and those areas where we see that shaded or white colored, these are basically ice caps, and the yellow area which we see, this represents that there is a presence of desert. So I hope you understand the purpose of colors used in physical map. Friends, here we will discuss political map. What is political map? Friends, if we go to the stationery and demand to the shopkeeper of map, he will firstly ask you then which type of map you want to, whether you prefer physical map, whether you prefer political map, or what you say to the shopkeeper, he will provide you. So the importance of map is nowadays increasing very high. So here what we are discussing? We are discussing political map. Friends, in a map where city, town, village and different countries, states of the world and their respective boundaries are shown, these type of maps are known as political map. Friends, a world map is given there which is different from previous one. Previous one was physical map, but here is the political map. So what we see the difference? Difference is that here many colors are used. So for the purpose of using many colors is to differentiate the one country from another country. Friends, if let's suppose if we use a single color, then what we see? We will not able to differentiate that which country is situated on what location. So for differentiating and knowing the location of any country or any place, we use different type of colors. Friends, here the requirement of color is not important that we have to color this particular region in any specific color. It is not required. The requirement is that how we may differentiate any region to the another by using any type of color, but we have to color it. Friends, the third one is thematic map. Friends, thematic map is also very useful map for us, basically in studies areas. Friends, some maps focuses on specific information. Some maps are information oriented. So these information oriented are basically thematic maps, such as road map, rainfall map, forest map, etc. Friends, these maps are used for a single and specific purpose. So the importance of these type of maps also increases. Friends, in these type of message, suitable titles are given there, that which type of map is this. For example, if there is a rainfall map, then you will clearly able to see that on the top or on the bottom the information regarding with the rainfall would be given there. Friends, for the purpose of map, there are three basic components of any map which is inseparable from any map. If these three ingredients are not there, then we can't make a map. So the first one is distance. Friends, on a map, information are shown in such a manner that the distance between two places actually seems real. If we locate two places on a chart paper, then we locate these two places in such a manner, then if we wanted to scale these locations, the actual distance on the ground may be known. Friends, this is possible when a small distance on a paper represents the large distance on the ground. Friends, on a paper, we may locate thousands of information in a very compact way. That is why we use maps. Friends, here a figure is given there and some information is also available. For example, here are some houses. Name of houses is there, that the first one is Vikas house, second one is Sheila's house, third one is Kareem house, and the orchard is there, school is colored in blue, the playground is shown with grasses. So if we have to determine the distance between two objects, what we have to know? We have to know that what is the scale is used on the paper. If the scale we are not enabled to know, we will not actually determine that what the actually distance is. So to determine the real distance on a paper, we may use scale. So friends, on the bottom of the figure, we see a horizontal line on some numbers are given there at equal interval. Actually, this is the scale what is used to make this particular map. So friends, here on bottom part, it is given that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters. It means if we measure 1 centimeter on the paper, it will represent 10 meters on actual ground. So friends, by this scaling method, we may accurately find the distance between two objects. For example, the distance between school and home is about 10 kilometers. Friends, if we have to travel or locate 10 kilometers, we will not use 10 kilometer long paper. If we do this, it will be more cost effective, more time consuming and more energy consuming. To avoid these kinds of inconvenience, we use maps. So friends, we take some scales through which this distance can be located on the paper in small manner. So friends, if we want to locate these places, we are not able to take 10 kilometer paper. So we will take respective distance on the paper. So friends, let's suppose if we say that 5 kilometer of actual distance will represent 1 centimeter of distance on a paper, then we may easily say that the distance between school and home will be 2 centimeters. Friends, thus we see that all the information can be shown easily in a small paper. Friends, when we are mapping for a large area, then we need some specific type of scaling. So we use a small scale. If we will not use a small scale, we have to make a big chart that is too inconvenient and uncomfortable to carry or to make it. So if we take a small scale, we may easily conclude the map on a small paper. So for countries and continent, for example, if we take 5 centimeter is representing 500 kilometers. Friends, as you know that 500 kilometers is very long distance, and if we have to travel this distance, we have to consume more time, and we will not able to gather information easily or within short period of time. So that is why we are taking scale. So if we represent 5 centimeter is equal to 500 kilometers, then what it means? It means that if we draw 5 centimeter line on the paper, it will actually represent 500 kilometers on the ground. So this type of map scaling is basically called small scale map. Friends, for example, if the chart size is sufficient and we have to locate a small locality, then we have to choose large scale, because if we will not choose large scale, the information shown on the paper will be too small. So to gather or to observe the informations easily, we may enlarge the size of that small area. So we take large scale. In large scale, what we see? The respective ratio is decreased. In previous one, what we are taking? We are taking 5 centimeter is equal to 500 kilometers. But here for large scale mapping, we will take 5 centimeter is equal to 500 meters. Friends, 500 meters is not a big distance, but for our comfortable to locate any object on the paper in a distinct manner and visible manner, for our comfortableness, we use large scale map. So if we use 5 centimeter is equal to 500 meters, it means if we draw 5 centimeter of line on a paper, it will actually represent 500 meter distance on the ground. This type of scaling is called large scale map. Friends, the second one is direction. Friends, direction are more important part and integral part of the map making. Friends, if someone says that go to 10 kilometer and you will find your home, but he is not telling you that in which direction you have to go. Suppose your house is in east direction and mistakenly you go to west direction. What will happen? You will not able to find your home. So here the importance of direction comes. Friends, on the map there are some arrows shown in the map, and with these arrows some letters are also represent. The direction of arrow represent basically the direction of object what we prefer to know. Friends, there are majorly 4 directions. The figure is given, so you may correlate the statement and figure. There are 4 majorly directions which are written in black color, that is east, west, north and south. And there are some intermediate directions such as northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. Friends, these intermediate directions are also very useful. For example, if certain object is not at vertical or not even at a 90 degree, then what we see? We have to locate those places also. Then these intermediate direction helps there. Friends, intermediate direction are used to locate any place accurately. Friends, here the third one is symbols. Friends, it is not possible for us that we may conclude or we may make such type of diagrams on a small paper or any kinds of, if we have to make thousands of buildings, then what we see? We are not as competent or as expert cartographer that we may make some such kinds of buildings. So here we use some symbols that represents those objects. Friends, for example, if we have to represent road, bridge, tree, railway line, then we will not show these infrastructure or these objects easily. We will find an alternative so that our figure what is made in our map shows clearly. So for doing this, these symbols are used. and these symbols gives the important information from the map what we wanted to use. Friends, these maps are made in such a manner that a common person is also understandable. The symbols are used in such a manner that everyone knows about it. Friends, various colors are also used in the map as symbols. For example, if blue is showing there, it means there is the presence of water. If brown is used there, it means there is some mountain. Yellow represents plateau and green is used for plains. So I hope you understand the importance of symbol for using in making of any map. Friends, here a small chart is given and we will see one by one. For example, railway line, we know that there are three type of railway line. Then if we go to the railway track and we have to recognize that which type of railway track this is, then we have to know the symbols. Then for example, here is successively given that broad gauge, meter gauge and railway station. So the symbol is given there. So with the help of symbols, you may easily able to understand the map. So I will see that please take the screenshot or go to your notebook and remember these symbols carefully. If you do this, you will easily understand to locate any place on the map and you will easily understand the purpose of making map. Friends, here what is sketch we will discuss here. Friends, suppose if you go to your village and you see a scene there, and if you go to return your town house and if you are wanting to sketch out these scenes what you have already seen on the paper, then what will you do? You will try to make it on papers, but you are not able to locate all the objects accurately because with the time passes your memory will forget some information regarding with the village. So the information which will present in your memory, on the basis of those information you will make the map. So here what is discussed? A sketch is a drawing mainly based on memory and spots, observations and not to scale. Sometimes a rough drawing is required. Friends, here the scaling is not as an important part because you are not observing any kinds of scene with reference to scale. So you are not expert to locate any place as their original position. So where a particular place is located with respect to other places, such a rough drawing is drawn without a scale, and this type of drawing is called sketch map. Friends, a map is given here. What we see? We see that many types of male, female, women and huts, trees, animals are given there. But here it may vary in actual position, but information what was in our memory we make on paper. So the sketch gives the basic information but not the actual information because it is lack of scale. Friends, here the last one we will discuss plan. Friends, a plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. We have already read about large scale. So if you are not unable to understand about the large scale mapping, please rewind the video and watch it. So a large map scale gives a lot of information, but there is a lack of certain things which we may want to know. For example, the length and the breadth of the room. Here we can't be able to show the length and breadth of the room or any land, small piece of land on the map. So in this situation, the map what we use only for the presence of any object at their actual place, and if this kinds of method is used, this is called plan. So friends, here a figure is given where three types of spots are there. The first one, which is in dotted line, it represents residential. The big dotted spots represents commercial residence, and the last one, which is in light shadow black color, represents community center. So we see in the figure that length and breadth are not given, but we are able to understand that which type of residential or which place is situated at appropriate place. So here I hope that you like the video, and if you have any query regarding with this chapter or any chapter of the geography class 6, please leave your comment on comment box, and please do share, subscribe and like the video. Thank you.